join us this afternoon. I'm here with Kevin. You recognize Kevin from previous weeks. And I've got Darlene here. She's going to do some yoga with us this afternoon. You may recognize Darlene from the cooking club. And if you don't, please check those videos out. They have some wonderful fun in the kitchen. And also they've been cooking up some delicious things that are nutritious, easy to prepare, and good activities to have with your loved one. We're here on the floor with our yoga this afternoon on our yoga mat. So if you've got a yoga mat, find that place. If you are joining us this afternoon and just can't get to the floor, find a comfortable seated place. Many of the postures that we're doing this afternoon translate really well to being on a chair and not on the floor. If you just don't have the strength or the range of motion to find your way to the floor just yet, know that with practice and with our yoga, that is what we are after. We are looking for more strength and flexibility in our body, looking for range of motion that increases as we work with our body and flow through our yoga practices. And also, as we're talking about our abilities and our place in our yoga class today, if sitting on the floor like this is uncomfortable for you, an option is to have your legs out straight if having the legs crossed is an issue. And also, if you don't have flexibility in your knees and your hips and this is painful for you, you can take a towel or a blanket and fold it over, and that will give you enough lift to take the weight off of your lower spine and allow your hips to open up a little more and find a little more flexibility. So do what you need to do to find your place in your yoga class so that you are ready to breathe and move. Remember, comfortably uncomfortable is okay. Painful never is an option on your yoga mat. So just stay with your breath and stay with your form. Today we're going to focus on some spine twisting. Twisting our spine is so healthy for our body, helping us to find range of motion in our spine. And anytime we spine twist, we're detoxing our spine and cleansing our spine. More about that in a little bit. So let's take just a moment to start with our breathing exercise. Remembering that we're breathing through our nose, inhaling through the nose, and exhaling through the nose. We want the chest lifted and the spine straight. Beautiful. Chin is parallel with the floor. And with the inhale, as you pull the oxygen from way down deep, you're filling your lungs from the bottom to the top. Hesitate at the top of the breath. And then with the exhale, emptying the lungs from the top to the bottom. Hesitate at the base of the breath and then repeat the cycle. You are bringing energy and oxygen into your body and slowing down your normal breath. This is calming our heart rate, instilling a sense of peace and tranquility for us here on our yoga mat. Our breath has an amazing capacity to help us find calmness and peace and centering. So that's why we start our yoga class with the breathing exercise. So a couple of more breaths. Now, first spine movement. Need to wake our spine up before we twist it, and we're going to do that with seated cats and cows. So inhale, lift the chest up. And then with the exhale, gently roll over your sits bones. Start to round your back. Bring your chin into your throat, round your shoulders, and you're hanging off of your knees with your hands. Beautiful. Still breathing here. Using your inhale to fill your lungs up. And then with your exhale, send that energy to the middle of the back of the spine. So every exhale is the opportunity to go a little deeper into the posture, an invitation to go deeper into your practice, but never an expectation or a requirement. So you are staying with your breath, staying with your place in the posture. One more inhale, one more exhale. Beautiful. Now on the inhale, let's come up out of our cat. So our spine is starting to straighten. We're rolling over the sits bone, scooping the lower tailbone, opening up our heart and chest, and taking our eye gaze up to the ceiling for seated cow. So now in seated cow, we're compressing the back of the spine and trying to focus on the middle of the back of the spine. So the heart and chest is open. Beautiful. With the inhale, you're lifting your chest up. And then with the exhale, you're sending the energy right there to the middle of the back of the spine, trying to compress the back of the spine and compress it a little more with every exhale that you take. One more inhale. One more exhale. Excellent. Now on the inhale, let's lift the chest up and come back to that place where our spine is straight. Both of our sits bones are equally planted on the yoga mat, so we have a nice balance. Spine is straight, chest is lifted. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Beautiful. Now our first spine twist, seated spine twist. And in the spine twist, we're focusing on our spine, on our central core, and using that to move our upper body. So trying to keep the shoulders out of this. The shoulders are one of our bossy body parts, and they like to jump in and get the movement started and push it along. We don't want to push it. We just want to move with our spine. So make that your center of access of movement. And then realize that with the inhale, we're lifting up to open up the spine like an accordion or a slinky. Inhale, lifting up. And then with the exhale, staying in our place. So now let's do our spine twist from the right. Bring your right arm back behind you. Use it like a second spine. And then gently bring the left arm over to the right knee. Now try not to engage the twist yet. The natural movement, see, is to let your shoulders roll around already, right? So keeping oriented to the front of your yoga mat and trying to keep the shoulders in neutral. Inhale, lift the chest up. And then with the exhale, twist with the spine. So twisting from the bottom of the spine first. Every inhale, you're lifting your chest up, opening the spine up. And now as you relax into your exhale, twisting a little more. Inhale, lift the chest up. Now with the exhale, open the heart and the chest. Take your eye gaze to your right shoulder. Beautiful. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Gently release it. Coming out of the twist as slow as you went in. With the inhale, you're lifting your chest up to open up your spine. And then with the exhale, untwisting until we come back to that neutral place where our chest is lifted, back and spine is straight. Beautiful. Now let's do it on the left side. So left hand, bring it back behind you. Using it like a second spine more than a kickstand. So trying not to lean back and prop into it any more than you need to. And then the right hand gently comes over to the left. Now our instinct is to start to turn already, so keep the shoulders out of it. And then with the inhale, as you lift up, visualize your spine opening. And then as you exhale, you're twisting with your lower spine. So inhale, lift the chest up, opening up the spine. Now you are twisting in the middle of your spine. Inhale, lift up one more time, opening the spine, and now twisting with the upper spine. Let your eye gaze start to travel. It's going over your left shoulder, giving you that last little bit of twist in the upper spine. Beautiful. Now relax it, coming out of it nice and slow as you can. That's always the hardest part, is to leave the posture as slow as you went into it, because we are so rushed about what we are doing. We want to finish the task and get back to the point. Take it slow. The slower the better. Then a big full inhale and a big full exhale. Beautiful. Now let's take the legs forward, shake them out, reset them here. Always feels good after having the legs crossed for a little bit. The next posture is called seated cobbler. So bring the knees up and the soles of the feet are on the floor. In this posture, we are starting to open the inner thighs and the hips. Inhale, lift up, and then with the exhale, gently let the knees go out. So the knees are coming toward the floor, the soles of the feet are together, probably feeling some intensity in the inner thighs and the hips. That's completely normal. That's what we are working on in this posture. If it becomes uncomfortable, more than uncomfortable, becomes kind of painful, your blanket or your bolster is there and you can sit on that. That will take the pressure off of the lower hips. But just as Darlene just did right there, as you can, readjust, bring the feet in a little tighter, bring the intensity level up a little as you are ready, or not. If you are not, if this is too intense, the feet can go out. That will take some of the intensity out of the posture as well. Keep your chest lifted and your spine straight. Inhale, lift up. And then with the exhale, visualize that energy that you brought in with your inhale and send it right to the inner thighs and the hips. Every exhale is the opportunity to go a little deeper into the posture. So what we are trying to do is relax the inner thighs and the hips and allow the knees to melt toward the floor. Big full inhales. And then with the exhale, let it go. You can see that all three of us have kind of got a different posturing with our hands. Kevin has got his arms crossed, pulling on his feet a little as it helps him to bring his heart and chest open and keep his shoulders relaxed and down. Hands can be like Darlene had them in the beginning, on either side of your feet, a little more passive place to be. And if the pressure is getting a little intense in your inner thighs and your hips, bringing your hands back behind you and supporting your upper body. Feel how that takes the pressure off the inner thighs and the hips and allows you to relax and release into it a little more. So find the place that is right for you, and that's going to change from time to time on your yoga mat. So work through it and be mindful and present. And just stay with your breath. Big full inhales. Big full exhales. One more inhale. And then with the exhale, let's let that posture go. So release your hand grip. Bring your knees back up. Soles of the feet are on the floor. Then let's let the legs go out again. Shake them out. A little bit of knee creaking and foot creaking go along. That's completely normal, and that's actually good news. We like to hear that. And now let's come up to tabletop, which is a posture on all fours. So if you'll cross your feet over and then just push up. Tabletop posture is a neutral posture, but we have some very specific alignment that we're trying to find. So our wrists are directly below our shoulders. Hands are shoulder width apart. The knees are hip width apart. Yep, that's it, exactly. And then the knees are directly below the hips. We want the back flat and the crown of the head forward. I'm going to leave the posture so I can see what's going on here. So we want our back flat. That's really pretty. And from here, it's a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. If you have problems with your knees, and this is a little more than uncomfortable for you, you can put that blanket down, put that under your knees. That'll give you a little support. If it is your wrists that are giving you problems, and some of us have problems with the flexibility and strength in our wrists, this posture is doing a lot to add strength and flexibility. So if it's only uncomfortable, stay with it and keep breathing. But if it is painful, you can take your hands forward a little bit. That'll de-intensify the posture. But we lose flexibility and strength in our wrists because we just don't use them that much. They become weak. And doing exercises like this, these postures will help. Other thing you can do when you're sitting around is just flex and point your wrist. That will help a lot to add strength and flexibility too. And we're breathing big and full and deep from here. Big full inhales and big full exhales. Excellent. So now we're going to do our cats and cows from this place. We just did them seated, and now we're going to do them from tabletop on all fours. So take a nice big inhale. And then with the exhale, push your hands away from the floor. So you're rounding your back, bringing your chin into your throat, arching your back. Think of a Halloween cat here, arching the back. Hesitate, and then on the inhale, let that go. Let gravity take place, rolling through. Beautiful. Scoop your back. Take your eye gaze up to the ceiling. This is called cow posture, and the back of our spine is compressed. Hesitate, and then with the exhale, that's it. Roll back through again. You got it. Chin into the throat, round the shoulders, round the back. Arching the back like a Halloween cat. Hesitate at the base of your breath, and then on the inhale, flow through again. Beautiful. Scooping the lower tailbone, taking the eye gaze up to the ceiling. And then with the exhale, let it go. So taking it through your breath cycles, flowing it through at your own pace, using your breath cycle to mark how you're moving, not listening so much to how I'm breathing or how I'm calling it, because that's different. And you can see that Kevin and Darlene both are flowing through these postures at different paces, and that's completely normal. Your breath cycle is your breath cycle, and it is going to change from practice to practice as you're working on elongating your breath, slowing the breath cycle down. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Beautiful. Next posture is called thread the needle. We're spiral twisting our spine again, and we're also working on our shoulders and our back and neck here. So from tabletop, shift the weight slightly over to your left hand, pick your right arm up, and then with the exhale, thread the right arm underneath, going through and across, bringing the right shoulder to the mat and the right ear to the mat. So we're spiral twisting through our spine, relaxing and opening up the shoulder, bringing flexibility to the neck, still breathing, staying with your breath cycles. Big full inhales, big full exhales. One more inhale, one more exhale. Then with the inhale, let's start to come up out of that posture. So lifting the right arm back up, coming up to tabletop. Let's take a couple of big breath cycles here. Now let's do it on the left side. So inhale, lift the left arm up. And then with the exhale, take the left arm under and through. So left shoulder to the mat, left ear to the mat, relaxing into the mat, spiral twisting the spine, stretching and elongating the spine, getting a little more openness and flexibility in the neck as you stay with your breath cycles. Big full inhales, big full exhales. One more inhale, one more exhale. Now on the next inhale, let's start to leave that side of the posture. So bringing the left arm back up, left hand back down to the mat. Big breath cycles back in our tabletop. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Excellent. Let's cross our feet over and come back to seated position again. Now ready for a little deeper spine twist. This is called half spine twist, half Lord of the Fishes, Ardha Matsyendrasana. We are twisting our spine, but a little more aggressive than our spine twist before, where we were just focusing on the spine and trying to leave our arms and shoulders out of it. Now we're going to activate and use our arms and shoulders to maybe go a little deeper into the twist, since our body is a little more warmed up. So let's start with the left leg on the bottom and take the right foot into the front. Now we want both of our sits bones on the floor, and if you've got really tight hips, you may be a little more rounded up. If you're really rounded up like that, you can extend the left leg. That will help you to square off. And if you're only slightly rounded up, you can bring the right foot to the inside, and that will relax the hip and allow you to get the hip on the mat. Now ultimately, what we want is the heel to the hip and the heel to the knee, but let that take the time that it wants to take. Our paths are all different with our yoga practice. Now let's take our right hand, bring it back behind us, use it like a second spine, and then on the inhale, sweep the left arm up, around, and over. And if you have the flexibility, you can press your left elbow on your right knee. If you have even more flexibility, the arm can come up like this. If that's not happening, the forearm can just rest on the knee. Your practice, your breath, your yoga mat, do what you can do, and what you can do today is perfect. So inhale, lift the chest up, and then with the exhale, twist the spine again. So we want to start at the base of the spine. With every inhale, you're lifting the chest up, opening it up, and with the exhale, twisting deeper into the posture, going from the base of the spine up to the top of the spine, and then opening the heart and chest, taking the eye gaze over the right shoulder. Beautiful, looking good. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Gently release it, coming back slow with control, coming out of the posture as slow as you went in, allowing your spine to untwist, feeling it coming back to neutral. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Now let's swap it out. Now the right leg is on the bottom and the left foot is in front. Making sure the sits bones are on the floor. Left arm back behind you. Use it like a second spine. It's helping you to keep your spine straight and lifted. And then with the inhale, sweep the right arm up, around, and over. So the right knee, the right elbow is on the left knee, using whatever pressure you can, but trying to keep the heart and the chest open. Inhale, lift up, and with the exhale, twist from the base of the spine. See your spine opening as you lift up, opening up the spine, and then with the exhale, melting a little deeper into the twist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Eye gaze is shifting, going over your left shoulder as you're twisting in the upper part of your spine. Looking really good, guys. Stay with your breath. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Gently release it. Coming out nice and slow. Try to untwist the spine in reverse order. So now it's untwisting from the top, down through the middle, and then down to the bottom. Coming back to neutral. Let's take the legs out again. Shake them out. Reset. Now, one more spine twist. And this is a beautiful spine twist to do at the end of class, because or at the end of your practice, because it's helping you to relax and release and just kind of like melt into the floor. And actually that's exactly what we're doing in this posture, is melting into the floor and letting it all go. It's called reclined spine twist. So we need to be lying back. So lay back. Comfortably on your yoga mat. And so with the inhale, bring both knees up. Soles of the feet are on the floor. Beautiful. Arms out by your side. And I'm going to try to get out of your way here. Arms out by your side in a T shape. The palms are facing down. And then with the inhale, bring your knees up into your chest. And then with the exhale, let your knees go to the left. Beautiful. Just letting the knees fall. Feel the spine twist happening. Spine twisting from the base of the spine up. And now let your eye gaze go to the right. Beautiful. Twisting the upper part of the spine. Inhale, filling the lungs up. And then with the exhale, just melting into the floor. And as you melt into the floor, you're melting your knees and melting your shoulders to the mat. And as you melt your knees and your shoulders to the mat, that's bringing more twist in your spine. Spiral twisting, just letting the floor hold you up. Just completely relax. And every exhale is the opportunity to melt deeper into the stretch, getting a little more spiral twist in your spine. Spiral twisting, so healthy for our spine. As I said at the beginning of class, we're detoxing and cleansing our spine. A lot of times I'll read that they talk about it hydrating the spine, or even bringing more blood in between the vertebrae of the spine. Definitely making our spine healthier, stronger, more flexible. Just breathe. Big full inhales, big full exhales. So one more inhale. One more exhale. And then with the inhale, gently bring the knees back up until the soles of the feet are on the mat. Then inhale, lift the hips up. Shift the hips to the center of the mat. Hips, not the knees yet. Lift the hips up, and then shift the hips over to the right, the left side of your mat. I didn't shift the hips the first time, did I? Oops, me bad. Then with the next inhale, bring the knees up into the chest. And with the exhale, let the knees drop to the right, melting into your spine twist. And then gently take your eye gaze to the left. Big full inhales, big full exhales. Completely relax, just melt into your yoga mat. And with every inhale, as you fill your lungs up, and then with the exhale, as you empty your lungs, melt to the mat. Melting your knees and melting your shoulders into the mat. And as you melt into the floor, you're bringing more twist across the spine and also bringing a stretch and twist across the stomach. It's a beautiful posture to aid the digestion, to bring more strength and flexibility in the spine. Big full inhales, big full exhales. Just let it all go with every exhale. Remembering that in our yoga practice, we are inhaling the good stuff and exhaling the bad stuff. So anything that's frustrating you that you just need to let go of, use your exhale as the opportunity to release it and let it go. Breathe, relax, restore, and recharge. One more inhale, one more exhale. Beautiful. Now on the next inhale, let's bring the knees back up. That'll bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up. Take your hips back to the center of the mat. Make sure your feet are in the center of the mat. And then extend both legs. Toes and heels touch, toes fall open, arms are down by your side with your palms facing up and breathing. So we come back to this place of balance, alignment, and symmetry after the compression of our posture to allow for free and even flow of oxygenated blood. The palms are facing up, so you're in a receiving position to receive energy that is all around us, and the toes and heels touch with the toes fall open to kind of make that symmetrical portioning of our right side and our left side. So your inhale, filling your lungs completely full, and then with the exhale, you're just letting it all go, completely relaxing into your yoga mat, taking nice big inhales and nice big exhales at your own pace. It's your normal breath cycle, but aware that with every breath cycle that you take, you're trying to elongate that breath cycle and trying to bring more oxygen into your body. And also working on a pause and a hesitation at the top of your breath, and then a hesitation at the base of your breath. That hesitation will allow your breath cycle to transition and give you that moment of stillness at either side of your breath cycle. When your lungs are completely full, that moment of stillness is with a completely oxygenated body. And then that moment of stillness at the base of your breath is when you are completely breathless, and then you're repeating the cycle. You are in your final savasana. This is the most important time of your yoga practice, always the most important time. You're using this savasana as the opportunity just to relax and release. You're continuing to let bad energy go with your exhale and continuing to bring energy into your body with your inhale. It's also the time that any changes that you've awakened in your body, in your spine, in your hips, to become a permanent resident of your body and find their place in your body. So big inhales, big exhales, finding your stillness, finding your peace, finding your focus on your yoga mat, and using this time as your time to just be with yourself and your breath on your yoga mat. It is never wasted time or energy. This is your time, the most important moment of your yoga class. So always take time for this. We usually take a couple of minutes here at the end of our class, but after class is over, stay with your savasana as long as you can. Most yoga classes will allow 3 to 5 minutes for that, and sometimes as much as 5 to 10 minutes. So it is never time wasted. Your breath is your yoga practice, so focus on it. Big full inhales, big full exhales. So I want to thank Darlene and Kevin for being here with me today. They both look like they are well into their savasanas. So I will take this time to tell you to join us again soon. Keep an eye out for Yoga Bites. We're going to start to drop some short 5 to 10 minute yoga classes your way that are targeted toward one specific need or function in the body. And just little times, if you don't have a half an hour to give to your yoga practice, we've always got 5 to 10 minutes to give to ourselves and focus on our breath and our yoga. So until we meet again on our yoga mat, I will tell you to have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and namaste.